Hey everybody, welcome back to Freedom Garage, and I have another special vehicle to bring to you. If you're a Mopar fan, you'll know what this is just by seeing the badging. This is a 2021 Dodge Challenger RT Scat Pack, and we're gonna check this thing out inside and out, take it for a ride, and then I'll tell you what I think about the dying breed, the last of the American muscle cars. The Dodge Charger and Dodge Challenger, as you may know, are scheduled for extinction after the 2023 model year. So let's check it out while we have it. This one is available at imperialcars.com. I want to thank them for allowing me to bring this Challenger to you, the viewer of Freedom Garage. And if you'd like to continue to see me bring these videos forward, let me know by hitting the subscribe button down below. Then like the video and share it so that YouTube knows this channel is to be reckoned with. And without further ado, let's check out this beast. All right, guys and gals, this is a beautiful indigo blue Dodge Challenger RT with the Scat Pack. If you're not familiar with what the Scat Pack is, it gets you an upgraded engine, it gets you upgraded brakes, and it gets you upgraded suspension components. And there's good reason for that, because this has more power than your regular Chargers and Challenger version. We'll check out the upgraded Brembo brakes right there. We have 245/75 ZR20s up front here. You can see the Super B badging, and that pays homage to the old, the B chassis cars. Gorgeous vehicle. The indigo blue looks absolutely stunning, especially in the sunlight. I'm trying to capture that for you here. In the rear, you can see the tires here. We're pushing 245/45 ZR20s in the back. Stunning vehicle. Of course, we have the well-known rear deck of the Challenger. It is higher than most typical vehicles, and that is the signature of the Challenger. You can see the Scat Pack badging on the spoiler, which is done in satin black. I'll show you the trunk space here. A ton of room in the Challenger. Absolutely ginormous. You can fit golf clubs, kids at the movie theater going into a drive-in. You can get quite a bit of stuff in here. Okay, we'll close her up. Okay, we do have our dual exhaust, which we will hear momentarily. Okay, we'll continue on here on the driver's side. This blue in the sunlight. What do you think down below? I think, other than like a metallic black, I think this blue and the red, I'll go black, red, blue, like the Viper red from Dodge. Let me know your top 3 Dodge colors down below. This indigo blue is number 3 for me. But you see the famous Challenger fuel door. Got the big, long door on this vehicle. And before we get inside, let's show you the motor. Okay, you see the working hood scoop. I want to show you that, as well as the vents. These are operational as well to get heat out of this engine compartment. Look at that power plant. As you can see, it says powered by SRT. This is the upgraded 6.4 liter V8, which will give you 485 horsepower with 475 pound-feet of torque. Like I said earlier, this is a dying breed. These aren't going to be around much longer, thanks to the EPA. Okay, we have the two-tone black and gray interior that's carried throughout on the door of the Challenger. I'm going to show you this because a lot of people who, unless they have driven these or own these, don't know about this. We have a little secret compartment here you can put stuff in. You also have your door controls, which are your door locks, your windows, and your mirrors. You have a small cup holder here. This will fit like your water bottles, etc. And we have the Alpine sound system in this vehicle. Okay, I'm going to show you the back seat here. Not a lot of room, as you can see, for full-size adults, but smaller little kids fit in here perfectly. You can see the houndstooth cloth seats are in the back as well, and the armrest folds down with some cup holders. Not a ton of room, just so you're aware, but people don't buy Challengers to move, 5 people. They move them to move, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's get into the driver's seat, but before we do, you can see it is houndstooth with the Super B embroidered logo on the backrest. I also want to make note, you do have metal pedals, both the brake and the accelerator. Not on the footrest, but we do have our typical controls on the left. If you're a Dodge fan, you already know that this is where your lights are. I have those on for the opening shots, as well as our dimmers for the dash. Coming up, we have, you know, the typical vents. Your dash, I'm going to close the door and bring it to life for you. Oof, listen to that. You got the 392 Super B, and then it pops into to action for you, ready to go. On the left, you have, sorry for the reflection, you have the RPMs here on the left, you have your speedo on the right, and in the middle you have a menu screen that you can put a whole bunch of stuff in that screen. You can change it to kilometers per hour. You can do a diagnostic screen, setup screen, your messages, audio, trip info, fuel economy, performance, because this is an SRT. This does have the SRT dashboard, which I'll show you in a minute. The vehicle info, and your general speedometer, which most people will probably leave it on. I got to do this. Let's listen to what it sounds like from the inside. Gorgeous. Your steering wheel is the typical Dodge steering wheel. It's been around for a few years. You got your horn in your center. You got your cell phone Bluetooth controls, as well as your voice recognition, menu controls. And on the back here, you have your track select for your audio. On the right, you have your cruise control, and on the back, there is a button for your volume. And you can see this does have paddle shifters. They are metal. Come over to the center stack here. Dodge has a really good intuitive infotainment system. They call it Uconnect. You can see your dashboard here. This is your apps section, and you can have your Wi-Fi hotspot, notifications. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. You got your media tab, your climate control, your heated seats. This one also has a heated steering wheel. You can dim your mirror as well. The apps we just showed you. If you pair a cell phone, all of your settings, you can change the language. You can set your clock. You can set how, you know, when your wipers will go off. You can set if the car beeps when you lock it, etc. And then your performance tab, which most people who have these vehicles love this section. Okay, and once it loads up, you see that you have multiple tabs here on the left of the screen, and you can monitor just about everything on the vehicle. Especially if you're going to track it, this is very helpful. You get your horsepower in the top left, oil pressure, your battery voltage, and torque. If we go down to your timers, you can see you got your drag times. So reaction, 60 feet, 330 feet, your eighth of a mile, quarter mile. You also have your acceleration and braking. It'll tell you your times. You can save it and stuff like that. Your gauges, you can check your temps, keep it there, as well as your voltage. G-force, this will tell you when you're going aggressive in the turns. Then you can see your engine, basically everything at the engine at one quick glance. You can see your oil PSI, the middle is your torque, and the outside ring is your horsepower, and of course the dyno. This is pretty cool. As you drive, the power curves will adjust. You got your power is red, your torque is yellow, and your blue down below is your RPM. And this is pretty cool. Now, because this is an SRT, you also have drive modes. You have your track mode, you have sport mode, you have custom, so you can change your transmission, turn your paddle shifters on or off, affect your traction and your steering response. Okay, and then you can have it auto. Track and sport is where I live. You can also do race options. You can do line lock and launch control. Launch control will pin the RPMs so that when you release the brake, you have all your power to the rear wheels. It's very impressive. All right, so let's back out of that and we'll continue on here. Okay, going down the center stack, you have your HVAC controls as well as quick toggles for your drive modes and for launch mode. This is your parking sensor as well as traction control. You can turn those on or off. Your volume and power for your radio as well as your tuner, so you don't just have to use the controls on the steering wheel. Here is your gear select. You do have your park, reverse, neutral, and drive, but if you also kick it to the left, you can do your manual shift with your shifter. You can just go back and forth for up and down in the gearbox. Okay, we do have a little bit of storage to the right of that. We have our 2 cup holders and our armrest. In the armrest, we do have 12 volt as well as 2 USB A's for your Uconnect and your Apple CarPlay, etc. And you have your auxiliary input. And one thing I thought was pretty cool is you got the Dodge Brothers logo here, and it says designed in Detroit. Nice little touch. Okay, one thing I love about my Dodges is the ginormous glove box, and they have 2 tiers. Let me show you. So you got your big giant glove box there, and above that you have 2 shelves that are partitioned off, so you can you know, separate your goodies. And then in the passenger seat, you have window controls and lock and unlock, as well as that gorgeous houndstooth cloth and the Super B logo. I'm going to give you the traditional shot I give you of the rear view mirror, what it would see as you're driving. You can see that deck is high, but to help minimize the effects on the driver, Dodge has raised the seat height here. So the Challenger is a little higher than other vehicles because you got the high long nose and you got the high deck, so this helps to mitigate that as much as possible. Okay, and then up above the driver we have HomeLink, which is your garage door openers. You have some map lights, and most people use this for your sunglasses, although I have seen people put a taco in there. So first, before I take it for a drive, I'm going to give you that exhaust note on the startup, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty impressive. That note on the exhaust when it shifts. So fast, so powerful. It's pretty cool how it monitors torque, horsepower, and RPM in a graph, so you can watch that. But driving the Challenger, it is a full-size vehicle, and you definitely have a lot of power here with the RT Scat Pack. 485 horsepower again, 475 pound-feet of torque, and it's definitely turning heads and grabbing attention, which is good and bad, I guess, that it's the grabber of attention. I prefer to say it's a good thing because it's a beautiful car, especially in this indigo blue. And as you can see, I do have room. I am 6'1", and there's plenty of room for my dome, so there'll be plenty of room for your dome too. Lots of power. It will break loose on you, as you heard, if you're not used to driving a rear-wheel drive. Very impressive power in the Challenger here. The Scat Pack gets you that upgraded motor, but you also get the upgraded suspension to handle it, as well as the upgraded brakes to come to a stop. All right, guys and gals, I have to admit, I am a fanboy of Challengers and Chargers and Durangos. I just love Mopar. I really, really do. And to drive this while we still can, to own these while we still can, it definitely gives you a feeling in that driver's seat that we're not going to be able to replicate in the near future as we have to go to an electrification. This is a fantastic indigo blue Challenger that is for sale right now as I'm filming at imperialcars.com. Thank you to Imperial for allowing me to bring this to you. And let me know what you think about the Challenger RT Scat Pack in the comments below. I love it. This could be bright pink, and I would love it. Not that pink's a bad color, but I prefer blues and blacks. But this thing is just beautiful, and it's a shame that the government is stopping this stuff. Guys and gals, thank you for your time. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And until we see each other again on the next episode of Freedom Garage with another wicked cool car review, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care. Real quick, if you have a video you would like me to film to appear on Freedom Garage, and if you live in the New England area, then send me an email at freedomgarageusa@gmail.com. And I thank you in advance.